Hello everyone, Eggchen here. Today I would like to discuss the current state of the Pictomancer job in Final Fantasy XIV. Recent parse scores indicate that Pictomancers emerge as the strongest job, prompting discussion within the community about its balance and potential adjustments. Over the past few weeks, data from recent parses have shown that Pictomancer is significantly outperforming other jobs in terms of damage output. This has and continues to lead many players to label it as overpowered. The disparity in performance has become a point of contention among players, especially those who feel that their preferred jobs are now less viable in competitive or high-end content. Black Mage specifically has a reputation for being top dog due to its tough gameplay style. With Picto dethroning Black Mage, it has Black Mages a little unhappy. Before diving into the current situation, it's important to understand how parse logs and FF logs work. FF logs is an important website used by Final Fantasy XIV players to analyze and compare performance data from raids and other high-end content. Players upload their combat logs, which are then parsed to provide detailed statistics on damage output, healing, and other metrics. These parse logs help others understand their performance relative to others and identify areas for improvement. Parse logs are measured in different percentiles, indicating how well a player performed compared to others. For example, a 90th percentile parse means that that player performed better than 90% of the other players on the same job and encounter. This system allows the community to track and compare the effectiveness of different jobs and builds. So what is normal? For those of you who are newer or maybe aren't sure what this chart usually looks like, let me show you the last raid tiers parses. For fair comparison, I included both RDPS and ADPS logs. If you aren't sure what I'm talking about, here's a brief explanation. RDPS or raid DPS measures the total damage contributed by a player to the raid, including their personal damage and any buffs or debuffs they provided that enhance the damage of other players. The purpose of this is it reflects the overall impact of a player on a raid's performance. ADPS or adjusted DPS measures the personal damage dealt by a player, excluding any contributions from buffs or debuffs that affect other players. And the purpose of this is it focuses solely on an individual's damage output, providing a more isolated view of their performance. Depending on the log, you can see that there are variations on who's where, but we can clearly see that Pictomancer played by a competent player with a competent group brings more to the table than any other job. Many players appreciate the unique mechanics and playstyle of Pictomancer, but there is a consensus that it should not come at the expense of overall game balance. The producers of Final Fantasy XIV have acknowledged these concerns. I did previously cover that there are upcoming job changes in the pipeline in a previous video. I'll put a link in the description so that you can check that out if you'd like to know more. But they have assured the community that they are aware of the issues and are actively working on adjustments. According to a recent statement from the development team, they plan to implement job adjustments in the next patch to address the imbalance. These changes aim to bring Pictomancer in line with the other jobs while ensuring it remains fun and engaging to play. While specific details of the adjustments have not been fully disclosed, the producers have hinted at a few areas they are focusing on. Number 1, damage output. The primary concern is the Pictomancer's high damage output. The developers are looking into scaling back its damage to ensure it's more in line with the other DPS jobs. While the Pictomancer is currently the strongest job according to recent parses, the Final Fantasy XIV development team is committed to maintaining a balanced and enjoyable game for all players. The upcoming job adjustments should address the current imbalances and restore equilibrium among the various jobs. I look forward to seeing the changes and continuing to enjoy the dynamic and evolving world of Final Fantasy XIV. That's it for this one, guys, so what do you think? I'm curious about what job balance or even gameplay issues you're having. Or if your job is perfect, I'd love to hear about that too. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this type of content and would like to see more, consider becoming a channel member or just hit the like or subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks again, and I will see you all next time.